Hi, and welcome to a panel discussion with the Federal Trade Commission, the Better Business Bureau, and the Attorney General's Office of Consumer Protection here in the state of Georgia. We wanted to sit down and we wanted to talk about some different things that consumers are facing in the midst of COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. And I'd like to introduce you today to our panelists, and I'm going to start with Mr. Kelvin Collins. He is with the Better Business Bureau. Kelvin, your title at the BBB is President of the Better Business Bureau, serving the Fall Line Corridor. Now, I understand how the Fall Line runs across the state of Georgia, but what does that mean in layman's terms?
Well, in layman's terms, the Better Business Bureau serving the Fall Line Corridor is the legal name for the Better Business Bureau serving Central Georgia, serving the CSRA, serving Southwest Georgia, and East Alabama and West Georgia. So we have offices in Columbus, Augusta, and then Macon. But basically, we cover from Auburn, Alabama to Aiken, South Carolina, and then down to the Florida line west of I-75. So it's 77 counties in 3 different states, and it's really hard to find one name that encompasses all of that. So Fall Line Corridor is something that, the Fall Line Freeway is something we've heard for years, so that's why we chose that.
Excellent, excellent. The second person on our panel I'm going to introduce today is Miss Anna Burns. Miss Anna is from the Federal Trade Commission, and she is the Southeast Region, or she's the Regional Director of the Southeast Region. And that sounds like a really big deal. So where are you at, and how do you cover all of this?
Well, Jason, while our office is located physically in Atlanta, we cover 7 southeastern states: North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. So we have a big area, but we do great work covering all of those states.
That's fantastic, and I can vouch for that. You guys do great work. And so next, we have Mr. Sean Conroy. He is with the Attorney General's Office in the state of Georgia, the Consumer Protection Division. Now, Mr. Conroy, what is the Consumer Protection Division?
Thanks, Jason. And it's great to partner with both the Better Business Bureau and the Federal Trade Commission for this webinar. Our office, the Attorney General's Office, has a Consumer Protection Division, which has about 45 employees, and we investigate consumer complaints from across the state. We're located in Atlanta, but we do our reach does go throughout the state. We get about 17 to 20,000 complaints that come in per year, and we process those complaints looking for unfair or deceptive acts and practices. And especially during this COVID-19 outbreak, we're very busy looking at issues such as price gouging, along with the traditional scams that we'll typically see and that you hear about and that the Federal Trade Commission hears about. We're available on the web at consumer.ga.gov, and we have counselors. We're still operating and available to take calls from consumers if there's questions or complaints. And our information will show up later in the slides too, but our phone number is 404-651-8600.
Excellent, excellent. Now, the last person joining our panel is Miss Mason, Miss Michelle Mason. Now, Miss Mason, are you in Atlanta as well as some of these other folks?
No, I'm actually based in Columbus, Georgia. So as Kelvin mentioned, we have 3 offices, and I work out of the Columbus office, but hand in hand with our team in Macon and Augusta as well.
I've heard about the Better Business Bureau for a very long time. Can you tell me what the BBB actually does?
We're a not-for-profit organization that's dedicated to promoting business ethics. So we're working with businesses to help them resolve disputes with their customers, to help them make sure that their advertising is honest and truthful, helping them build good business practices to make them successful, and also guiding consumers to great information that can help them feel like they're armed in ways they can protect themselves from scams and other things that are going on there. But we're really here to help them make good buying decisions along the way.
Outstanding. We have a panel of experts, like I said, they're here. And in this time, I've heard so much. You know, the news, if I watch it, it changes in just the next hour. And I've seen so much come at me. There's a pill, or I'm not supposed to touch the grocery cart. And there's so much information out there. But I'm getting emails on like cures and stuff. Are y'all seeing this?
We are getting numerous reports, thousands of reports actually, about miracle cures, vaccine kits, pills that you can take to ward off contracting coronavirus. And we can tell you right now, there is no miracle cure. There is no vaccine for coronavirus. So if you are paying for these things, you are being taken by a scammer and your money is going down the tubes.
You mean even like, hold on, I've seen online where I can order a test and I can have it sent to my house and it can tell me if I got corona or if I've been exposed to corona? You're telling me that's not right?
It's not, Jason. The FDA recently approved one company to do home test kits for coronavirus. That test kit requires a doctor's note, a doctor's prescription. So if you don't have a doctor's prescription and it's not through that one company, otherwise you're just being taken.
Man, that's so crazy because, you know, I'm seeing this different things and they said they had a cure. And then, you know, I've got some friends that said they can get me some masks and, you know, they just come in this website. I just got to order a bunch of them at a time. Are y'all seeing anything like that?
We're seeing many complaints about people ordering masks, those masks never coming in, people having to order in bulk, spending hundreds of dollars to obtain masks, and really their money just being taken. At first they think it's a delay in shipment, and then the masks just never appear. So it is something that we are definitely aware of and that we're warning people to be conscious shoppers.
And I was just going to say, Jason, we've got one that we're tracking because we had a local caller contact us and we couldn't find an address on the website. Even the registration information is pretty much hidden because they used a third party. And so we just set up a file to monitor for complaints. And the website just got launched April 1st. We can see that much on the registration info. They were advertising and still are hand sanitizers and all different kinds of products that people are out there looking for right now. They're making it look like you're getting a discount in a time when people are talking about price gouging by showing a very significant cost and then slashing through that and putting a new price. So it looks like you're saving money, but really it's still a very high price. But the worst part is we've already had at least 11 complaints just since the site popped up 3 weeks ago. And they're all saying that they paid for orders and never received the product.
Well, somebody sent me a text message and said I could get, gloves, so when I go to a grocery store, I don't have to touch anything. Are you seeing, Mr. Conroy, are y'all seeing anything like that?
Yes, we are seeing an increase in coronavirus. Well, I'll give you a good example is there are close to, if not more than 100,000 coronavirus registered domain names now. So people are buying up coronavirus websites. And so, who knows who these people are? So go to a trusted source before you purchase anything. Check out the individual. When it comes to cures, check with your primary care physician first. Check with a reputable place like the health department. The governor's office has established a coronavirus site with health officials, and so you should check with reputable sources.
Hey, Mr. Collins, So I get these phone calls all the time, and they want me to, my back really doesn't hurt, and I don't need a knee brace. And they keep offering back braces and knee braces to me, but there's this new package out where I can get a mask, I can get some gloves, and I can get some, some hand sanitizer, and it doesn't cost me anything. It's all going to be, I just got to give them a Medicare ID number. I might as well take it up on that because I'm not using these stupid back braces or knee braces that they keep promising me.
Well, you're aiding someone to defraud Medicare in order to provide you with things that you don't need. We see a lot of that now, especially because Medicare has changed their ID number, where it used to be the Social Security number. Now it's a Medicare identification number, and scam artists are trying to get that. And just because it's not your Social Security number now, sometimes we find consumers more apt to give that number out. But that number is vital just as much as your Social Security number, because with that information, they can bill Medicare for a lot of bogus charges that you shouldn't be having to pay for, that Medicare shouldn't be having to pay for, and typically is for things that you don't even receive once they place the order. So guard that number just like you do your Social Security number and your bank account information. You really should not give that information to anyone that you did not initiate the call to.
Well said, Kelvin. And I want to mention too, our Attorney General's office has a Medicaid fraud control unit where we investigate Medicaid fraud. So our teams, as we hear about these issues, is well aware of them. Also, our partners on the COVID fraud, the National COVID Fraud Task Force with the U.S. attorneys from throughout Georgia are aware of these scams. And to bring up something that we all mentioned earlier, if you see something that doesn't seem right, report it to the Better Business Bureau, report it to the Attorney General's office, report it to law enforcement. Get in touch with someone to let us know about it, because we rely on the public to let us know what scams are out there.